They would chew
I know
the
that a lot
grass
of
came
people
away
want to do that.
Yeah.
right
And
away.
I wouldn't ask someone to
And
do
then
it for
they'd ruin
me.
it all if you
Yeah.
didn't.
You know,
Yeah,
like our
have them
realtor, when
walk
we
on.
bought the Sedona, there's no way I would have had her cart me
We
around
don't
without
raise that kind of grass. in this
pre-qualification.
country.
Right. Well, yeah, and sellers appreciate that too.
Yeah,
Well, somebody buying it.
especially now. It's
Yeah,
like,
he'll probably
why do you want
throw
people
some
in and out of your house that aren't even serious buyers?
Yeah.
Wow.
Hi, Deborah.
Like a snowball.
How are you, guys?
Oh, yes, so therapy people. would use-
Good. I
Good.
thought you guys were having a actual meeting and then I got in here and I saw your link. So here I am.
Live. There's some of us here now. So I just wanted to do a hybrid. I wasn't going to do it live on Zoom until this morning. I got a lot of emails that people were coming in, decided not to. So I just figured I'd do it live.
Okay.
And if you want to come in, you can run down the road too if you want to.
Okay. How long do you think the
Yeah.
meeting's going to be?
We have cake here if you want some cake.
No cake.
Probably just an hour. It's probably going to be a shorter one today. So,
Okay. How many people you have there?
there's 3 right now.
Only 3?
Yeah.
All right. I'll come on down.
Yay. Okay.
Okay. See you in a minute.
Who's that, Deborah?
Yeah.
So do you
Hello,
know
Mr.
Deborah?
Murtaugh.
Yes, yes.
I'm sorry, Kayla.
That's Jeff?
Yeah, and we're recording too.
Oh.
Let's make sure your conversations are
Yeah. really.
recorded friendly.
Be nice.
Morning, Jeff. Oh, you're muted.
Good morning.
Oh, good morning. How are ya?
Awesome.
Good morning, Marie. Marie.
Hi, Marie. How are you? I haven't seen you forever.
I know you've been, you've been
Yeah.
snowed in, haven't seen you.
I have, yes.
Here, I'll turn Jeff around. He can enjoy the
Hi,
conversation.
Jeff.
Hey, Marie, how you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good. Wish I was there.
Right?
Yeah, I hate this COVID thing. We're social people. It's driving me crazy.
Yeah.
And you guys got a little snow, I heard.
Yeah,
A
a little
A little bit.
Yeah.
I was supposed to be in, Payson yesterday and that didn't work.
Yeah, I was training Sky Slope there on Tuesday and there was no chance of that.
bit.
No.
Where is everybody?
Oh. You never know.
They're still pretending they can't get out of the driveways.
Oh,
There's coffee over here.
and COVID, you know, some people still hanging out.
Yep. Have you met Dee?
Someday that'll be over.
I did.
Hi.
Yeah.
Yes, did I meet you? I think so. You look familiar.
I just started, but nice to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you. Yes,
Right.
I'm like, I don't know you from here.
Maybe I've seen you on the golf course. Do you golf?
I wouldn't call it that. I
You ride
have
around?
golfed Recently, but.
Our partner's gone.
Hey, Jody. Good morning.
Morning, Jody.
How's it going?
Good.
You coffee?
Yes. I golf at Antelope on the league, and then I also do Prescott a lot too, and Scottsdale when I can get down there, which I'm gonna go real soon.
Nice.
Morning, John.
Hello, hi.
Oh, you're muted.
How's it going?
Jeff, can you hear me okay?
Thank you.
Yeah, I hear you fine.
We couldn't use the camera. There was no adapter for my laptop. So we have you set up on a nice dress.
Dang technology.
So, okay, good. I'm glad people showed up. Thanks for
I got out of my driveway yesterday.
getting out of this. Yeah, get out of your driveways.
I had to pay these kids, I bought a Subaru so I could get through the snow and then the city plowed, you know, the
Yeah.
wall in front of my
I
driveway.
know.
Oh,
so I
gosh.
had to pay these kids to get me out. But I'm out.
Well, we're gonna start. It's 11 o'clock. We do have a few more people coming in.
Goody.
Good morning.
Morning.
How are ya?
Here's Rick. Hey,
How
Rick.
you doing?
All right. So we are recording on Zoom and we're live right now.
Yeah, good.
We're recording. If you guys want to, we're getting ready to
I
start.
see.
It's 11 o'clock. We're going.
Going, Kayla.
All right, good morning. So welcome to our first meeting of 2021 for Realty Executives Arizona Territory, which happens to also be our birthday. had a little message pop up. It's been 1 year since we had you guys gathered at the country club and let you guys know that we were going to be your new family. So thank you for being with us for this first year. It was kind of really fun and really crazy. So hopefully 2021 will bring us more opportunities to get together and really get to show you guys what we do as a culture and company. And we didn't get a lot of opportunities to do that this year, but or last year. So we also we have some cake and we have balloons that we're going to be doing later. Sorry for anybody on Zoom, you don't get cake. Maybe I'll mail you some. You know,
All right, well, I'm out of here.
right?
That's it.
So unfortunately, I know you guys can't see John up here on the screen right now, but Jeff and John are present on our Zoom right now, and Jeff has some really cool information to tell us about how the company did last year.
Well, I have more than that, Kayla. So you know me, you can't give me a microphone without me going off. So anyway, congratulations, everybody. You guys had a phenomenal year. I will tell you last year, the year before in 2019, we did $1,092,000,000. This year we did $1,622,000,000. We were up $530 million in production in 1 year, which is a lot of companies would be happy with $530 million in production. So congratulations, it was awesome. And it really helped with the health of the company. We did 6,373 sides, which is a huge number. We're up well over 1,000 sides in a year. So we had a phenomenal year. In turn, that really made the health of the company very, very strong. You know, we had a pretty large acquisition cost to come to Northern Arizona. We changed the name of the company, which means we had to change everybody's signs. We had to change everybody's cards and car wraps and all the things you have to do that. We also had many offices that we did rehabs on, including Prescott Lakes, which turned out nice. And of course, we bought the downtown office in Prescott. We also bought an office in Christopher Creek. We just opened a brand new office in Green Valley. So we had a lot going on this year with a lot of expenses. Those expenses were $675,000 to do all that work. I'm happy to tell you we paid for that in cash. And additionally, on top of that, we paid all of our debt off on the company. So we had a great year. We were a debt-free company. Everything was paid for. So I just want everybody to know the health of the company is very strong. The other thing I'm going to tell you is I am, and I've told you, I am working on a mortgage and title entity for Northern Arizona. I'm not going to bring it to you until it's right. Unfortunately, COVID slowed a lot of stuff up, and I hate it, but we got to deal with it. And hopefully it'll be over in a number of months so we can get back to doing what we love to do. And we're people, you know, we're people. That's what we are. We like to go to see people. So the mortgage company will be probably a national company when we roll it out. But I don't want to bring it to anybody until I know it's right, because I know one thing about real estate agents, since I was one for 40 years, if it's not right, you won't use it. So, but I just want you to know we're working on it and it's coming. The last thing is I have 2 rental homes in Tucson. I've got one in escrow under a 1031 exchange. The other one is getting a little paint job. And once I get that on the market, I'm sure it'll sell. I'm going to take both of those houses and buy a home in Prescott so that we have a corporate home up there. So I want you to know that we want to be there more. Of course, COVID has slowed us down a little bit, but I'll have Caleb put out a notice, everybody in the company, once I'm ready to buy a house, to please let me find a house, because I know how hard it is up there. And not only there, it's hard here. So we want to find a nice house, and it's a place the company is going to rent. And then we'll have our home up there forever. And obviously we're making good investments in Northern Arizona. So congrats everybody on a phenomenal year. It's still going on right now, and better things to come. Take care.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, and Jeff, once you own real estate in Prescott, you can call it Prescott. We've been letting you slide right now, but once
I
you
know, I'm terrible at that. Can you guys, you have me on Zoom. You can see my face nice and red right now. Funny.
Yvonne, do you have anything?
Well, Jeff stole all the thunder, but it was good thunder. One other thing is I want to remind everybody, we also relocated the Sedona office into a much, much nicer facility for those of you who've had a chance to take a look at it. And all that's done, all of those things were done, not only because of the market, because of the strong support from our agents who we absolutely love. It's been a kind of a crazy year to pick to buy a company right before COVID. Timing couldn't have been better, right, Jeff?
Yeah, it's funny. When COVID happened, I got nervous. Oh my
We both
God.
got nervous.
We're with the cost of changing the name and buying and rehabbing the offices and buying Northern Arizona. It was $1 million, and I'm thinking 2 weeks later, COVID comes out. I go, oh my God! So we went and applied for PPP loans, which we were given, but then the interest rate was reduced and the market went crazy. So in some ways, if there is a silver lining to COVID, it was the reduction in the interest rates, which made this is the lowest interest rate since the 1950s.
Yep.
And it made us do really well because of the low interest rates and all the sales, and it helped in our title venture and everything that we're doing. So, I thought, well, let's see, COVID. Let's see, you can buy a house at low interest rates or you can die from COVID. Oh, nobody's going to buy real estate. I was totally wrong. Obviously, the interest rates spurred everybody to move on. And so it's good for us, and congrats on a phenomenal year. And the other thing I forgot to tell you is we also opened an office in Payson. We just opened that about 2 months ago. So a lot going on, and but it's been phenomenal, and there'll be continued growth this year in different markets that we're looking at. And hopefully title and mortgage will be rolled out this year, and it will be awesome. That's it.
Kayla, just a couple other comments. I think we'd be remiss if we didn't personally thank all of you for your patience and understanding during a very difficult time. We could not have done this without your help and support, and most importantly, your understanding, because we are a people business and we care about all of you, and we care about the wonderful staff that we have throughout the company. But we're talking to all of you in Northern Arizona today, but our staff in Northern Arizona is exemplary. They've really stepped up to help everyone, help the company, help you just do business better. And I think we have inspired leadership with Kayla and John in Northern Arizona. And we think those were two wonderful choices to act as your leadership for Northern Arizona. So thank everyone.
I do want to say that I have been contacted by many agents in Northern Arizona with a really high positive shout out to both John and Kayla doing a great job. And I will say we're really happy we have them. Lots of kudos to John Clark, who's done a phenomenal job. So thank you guys.
If our staff can keep me organized and help me, because I'm a realtor. I'm just like y'all. I'm not a very organized person, so I can't say enough about all of our staff here through all the offices. They are incredible, as I'm sure you guys know.
Caleb, one other mention too, we cannot forget Debbie Smith in Cottonwood in Sedona.
Absolutely.
She has been a real trooper in helping answer broker questions, especially before we were able to get John on board and helping with those things. But she's been instrumental in helping us get the Sedona office moved, and so it's really worked out. It's really worked out well.
Yeah, no, Debbie's great. And if you guys don't know Debbie or haven't seen her, anytime you go down to Camp Verde, Cottonwood, or Sedona, you should look her up and just go meet her. She's fantastic, really wonderful person. So she knows her stuff.
She's also
Good
the
broker.
president of the Sedona Association.
Not no more. She
Oh,
was. She was the
she's not
president of
anymore.
the
Oh, yeah, we
Sedona
found a new
Association.
leader, haven't we?
Yeah.
2020 was great for me.
Lots of new leaders this year. So, okay, well, I am going to kick off with John's broker minute. He has some things for you,
Okay.
the broker front.
Hello, everybody out there in Snowland, except in Tucson. Did you get any snow?
Yeah, it snowed here,
did.
not much, but we
Yeah.
got flurries. I got a little snow at my house, snow in the mountains.
Great.
We needed it. It was very, very dry here.
In my house, I got 2.5 feet, so,
Yeah.
Glad it's you.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I bought a snowblower 2 years ago,
Yeah.
so. All right, one thing I'd like to talk about is the encroachment easements. We've had a few questions on that. Where fencing is on a property that a buyer is buying that is from the neighboring property. And a lot of times, these are permanent structures. They're not always just wire fences. So in a case like that, we have what's called an encroachment easement. And if the buyer and we instruct the seller to discuss with the neighbor about that being encroached, the surveyor has to describe it legally, and then it runs with the land. And so sometimes it may only be a foot, sometimes it could be 3 or 4 feet. If everybody's on board with that, then the encroachment easement. So when that buyer sells their property in the future, that fence or wall will stay where it is on a permanent unless it's ever removed. And that's usually how it's stated. If something is removed in the future, then any future fence would have to be put on the proper property line. So, and that does happen up here quite a bit in town of Prescott, especially in the older areas. We will find fences, especially block walls that are encroaching, driveways encroaching. So that's how that is dealt with. Yes.
So like you can't have your buyer have that fence line removed?
There's times if it's a barbed wire fence and it's a simple fence, they can ask. It's something the seller of the property for the buyer that the seller would have to be involved with to make sure that they and the neighbor can remove that fence. Otherwise, if it's been there for 10 years or more, they may not cooperate. And so if they don't, then the buyer will know that. But in most cases, it is solved that way. I've seen it solved that way many times. So that's what it's called, an encroachment easement. Another thing I'd like to talk about is, again, mention the arsenic in the Chino Valley area, and also Dewey has the same problem. So, and I have looked on the internet for conditions that can help remove that. And there are a lot of companies out there that are supposedly selling filters that will remove arsenic. And actually, in order to remove the arsenic to a good level, they need to have very expensive systems. So don't let buyers be fooled by these $1,200 systems that actually do not work. So we have to be careful if they're going to go ahead with the test that's shown arsenic to be too high. And that is very common now in the Chino Valley area. And our recommendation should be to have it tested for arsenic. And that's something that wasn't done over the years. And now it's very important that we take care of that. And some people are willing to put in an expensive system and take care of it. But these cheap systems that are advertised on the internet should not be relied on, and just make sure your buyers are aware of that. One other thing I'd like to mention, and I've seen this in talking to when we have two agents in our company that are involved in consent for dual agency. And what agents don't really understand is they cannot be an advocate. They tend to be representing the buyer, and then they are involved in a sale within the company, and they tend to be strong advocates for their buyers at a time when really we cannot be advocates for either party. We need to instruct them on what they can do and how they must negotiate, but we cannot act like we're total buyer's agents. And I think that that is a problem that I have seen. I used to see it in my own company as well. So just be careful about how you try to advocate for a buyer against the seller when we are dual agents. And this isn't just when you have your own listing sold and your own buyer. It's anything within our company that is a consent for dual agency. We just have to be careful how we handle that. So anyway, that's all I have for today. Thank you.
Thank you, John. Hey, this is Jeff again. I didn't ask, I should have said this before. Does anybody have any questions directly for me?
Any questions? Is there anything on
No,
here?
no questions.
Boy, I'm getting off easy today.
Cheryl has one.
I do.
Yeah.
I was doing more, I'm starting to see more sell now and possibly rent back the
Yeah.
property through the summer or a few months till something comes on the market. I know in the past that was always like wanted to be approved by the broker because we were discouraging, post possessions and that kind of thing. But I see it happening on a lot of listings. A lot of clients are asking us to do that. What should we do? Do you want us to run it by you? Or are there certain things we should make sure that the seller and buyer are aware of?
Yeah.
Or, do we do a lease versus a post-possession?
Right.
I love your
It's going to
expertise on
depend
that.
on the time frame. Usually within a short period, a post-possession agreement is okay. But if they're talking about a month, 2, 3 months, or even longer, then they need to do an actual lease agreement. So, and just to feel comfortable, depending, every seller and every buyer has something different to say about it. So it would be great if you just talk to me and run it by me, and then we can discuss it and see how's the best way to approach.
John, this is John Dwyer. Can I weigh in on that too?
Yeah.
Just a message to all of our agents, a reminder. Inside of Sky Slope, under the office docs, there's a pre and post possession agreement. That's the only one you want to use. Okay, we spent a lot of time on that. It's not perfect, but it addresses the issue, because the moment you allow somebody to be in that situation, tenancy has been created. You cannot get around the landlord-tenant laws. Okay, we know that from our company attorney as well as ourselves. So when you have a chance, get into your Sky Slope and look for those documents. So if you have to use it, at least there's a measure of protection. It really informs both the buyer and the seller what it is that's in play when they do these types of things. We would prefer that you not do them, but realistically today it's happening all the time. So at least use agreements that make it clear what the seller and the buyer's responsibilities are. Jeff, do you want to add anything to that?
I just think the reason that you're seeing more of that is because the market's so tight and people sell their houses and they haven't found another house to buy. So they want a place to live and don't have to move twice. So I think you'll see more of that. I think the market is extremely tight, not just here, but everywhere in the country. It's interest rate driven. Even if the interest rate goes up a little bit, which it will, probably after the pandemic and the economy levels out, which could be a year and a half from now. But even if they go up a quarter point or a half a point, that's still ridiculously low interest rates. So I expect this market to continue for a number of years. And I think you're seeing this because they can't find a suitable house to live in. We're seeing it all over the place. And it's the evil part of this real estate market, I guess, if you will. So That's fraught with potential issues. People get in the house, they find stuff broken and or not working like they thought, and they want people to pay for it is a tendency. So I would just make sure you run it by John Clark, get the proper documentation, and make yourself as safe as possible.
Thank you, John, Jeff, for
You
that.
And if you guys aren't aware of where those documents are, on your SkySlope homepage, and one of those little icons at the bottom, yours might be rearranged different, but it's one of your front icons that says Manage Docs or Working Documents, and you can click on that, and then you'll do Office Docs, and then off to the side, you'll click Office Documents again in the little file folder, and you'll see all those. And it'd be really great just to familiarize yourself with all of those so you know it's there, because a lot of things will pop up, and if you just kind of have that form in the back of your brain, you'll be able to go pop it up. So
Wait,
thank you.
I thought it was under Afton Forms.
So yes, we are in the process of having SkySlope move that whole library. Was there like 60, 40 something forms?
Yeah.
In the managing docs on the regular SkySlope, there's 40 something, 40, 50 documents. In the forms right now, they've only transferred, I think, 16 of those over. It's not as easy as them just moving them over. There's a lot of coding and stuff that has to happen in the background of each one of those forms. So those extra forms are just taking a little bit longer.
So how do you get to it again?
From your SkySlope homepage, you're gonna click, not in forms, in the regular SkySlope homepage, click Managing Documents or Manage Working Documents, and then Office Docs on the top, and then Company Documents file folder on your left.
It'll open right up.
And then you can just scroll through all those.
Yeah.
So, okay. Carla can't be on the call today, unfortunately. I do want to give her and all the other staff that's been helping her with 1099s. I wasn't aware of what a huge task that is for a brokerage until I came here and started talking to Carla around this season. So she handles it with grace and is fantastic. And so if you guys ever get an email or anything from her, you might want to just pop in and tell her thank you and good job. And she's pretty amazing. But she said that 1099s are being placed in the mail today, and you guys will be getting 2 of them. You'll get one from Renard, and then you'll be getting a 1099 from Arizona Territory. Look for both of those. Oh, we have a new agent in the room, Dee Daney. Do you want to come up and say hi?
Sure.
Dee joined us last week, and she joined us at our Goodwin office, and she rented a desk space, and she's going to be. Dee has some background in Sedona, working with timeshares and stuff, and we're really excited to have her in Prescott and learn our Prescott market. So we're going to help her with that.
Yeah, really excited to be here. Know a lot about new homes too, so if anybody needs help with that, I've worked for a couple of different builders in Michigan, Colorado, and Arizona. So that's kind of more of my specialty, but yeah, just sold my house in Sedona and bought one in Prescott, so I'm learning.
Good. You're welcome.
Well, at least you said Prescott, right?
Right.
Prescott, yeah, right. It's a Michigan thing.
So I normally do our trivia all at the end, but I'm gonna spread it out because it's our birthday. We're gonna switch stuff up. And so because it's our birthday, I decided to do some Realty Executives trivia. So it's international trivia and Arizona Territory trivia. So starting at the top, can anybody tell me when Realty Executives was founded? International. What year? Any guesses?
74.
This is for my hugs and kisses. No. Earlier,
69.
I got my
a
thing.
little bit earlier. Is it?
1965.
65? Did you just Google that?
Good guessing. Good guessing, Jody.
Hey, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying hard enough.
That really was easy.
So 19, did you say 65?
1965, and then we went,
International? Wow.
didn't we go international in 69? I think I was reading.
Take it back, take it back.
Okay.
I closed the screen.
And an easier one, where is Realty Execs International headquarters located?
Tucson.
44 or something.
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
Phoenix, yeah, there you
Someone
go.
else.
Is it, Jeff and John, is it Scottsdale or just Phoenix?
Phoenix.
Phoenix.
But somebody else in Phoenix.
Close enough.
Did you? Okay, want to share it?
Well, there's one more chance to win some hugs and kisses. I'm gonna keep you holding on that one. Okay, so I wanted to do just talk to you guys a little bit about, and it was great that your question came up regarding the post repossession, because I wanted to talk about just like a few little tips for writing some really strong offers for your buyers. You know, there might be some things, I know, talking to agents those last few months, there's just a lot of frustration, I think. And so maybe there's a few little tips that I can give you, possibly maybe write some strong offers and get your buyers into contract. One kind of cool thing I was thinking about is having if you guys have really great relationships with your inspectors and you know you're going to be putting an offer in, maybe call them and see if they would be available to have a space for you in the next 24 to 48 hours. And then that's something you could put in the offer, or at least in your email to the agent, letting them know my inspector is on standby. He can come inspect this in the next 24 to 48 hours so we can get that VINSA released a lot quicker. It's all about trying to make these offers a little bit more enticing, because right now, as I'm sure as you guys know, it's not all about the price, right? And a lot of agents, we need to make sure you guys are calling the listing agent. I don't know how many times, you know, you get offers in and the agents never text you, never called you. Really just calling that agent and asking them, you know, what are you looking for? What's going to help you out with this offer? What are your clients' needs? You know, do they need to stay in the house for a little bit longer? Is there anything that's really important to them? That really having those conversations with the listing agent is just going to build your credibility with the listing agent, knowing that you're going to be easy to work with, which always helps because we always had the ladder. It's never fun. And then it also, you know, they talk to the sellers about that too. You know, you're already getting a little time with the sellers and in those conversations when your offer pops up. Read the MLS sheet to find out what's important to the seller also. So a lot of times we're reading through these and they're just going on and on about the front landscaping, and you know, you can kind of read the remarks sometimes and they're just completely pumping and exaggerating an area of the house. Usually that's due to the seller really expressing to the listing agent that that's something they really loved in their home. So I know some of you, we have to be really careful about writing the letters to the sellers for fair housing, but if you are still writing those letters, you know, putting something in, if you're, you know, our buyers are willing, would like to get one of the rose bushes out front transplanted at our cost to the seller's new home to kind of bring some of that with them. You know what I mean? Just kind of trying to think of adding more value into those offers too, in a unique way. We marveled at how great the landscaping was. Make sure we're communicating with our clients, setting the buyer's expectations. I have also been on the phone with a lot of really unhappy buyers, thinking that, you know, maybe it's their agent or something, and it all comes down to a lot of agents aren't communicating the expectations with the buyers on the market. They're not informing them on the comps and how quickly they need to be ready and pre-approved, and you know, make sure we're having really strong conversations with our buyers so they understand this market right now too. I think that's all I have for you. Does anyone have anything to add to that?
Thank you. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
Good ideas.
Yeah.
Great.
Has anybody done anything kind of interesting that they would want to share? That's a little thinking outside the box for your offer? Nope. You guys are just getting all your offers. Well, I just heard our numbers earlier. Maybe I don't need to have this conversation.
We are getting all our offers.
We are getting our offers. So, okay, well, I am going to bring up, that's all I have for you guys today. We do have Tad Bryant is here, and he's going to talk to you a little bit about his company that he has in Prescott and how he has been helping agents. So welcome Tad up. Chad is a local Prescott boy, born and raised. So thanks for coming, and you're here on our birthday too.
I know.
So you can get some cake.
Right. I'm Tad. I'm with Get Right Restoration. I'm an agent, but I guess I just pay par every year. So we do a lot of mold, asbestos, flooding. We have a sister company that works closely with us. They do a lot of our environmental stuff. So if you guys ever need any mold testing, or you have a house that's pre-1984 and your buyer's requesting an asbestos test, we get that a lot. That's how probably 90% of our asbestos jobs go, is a buyer's request, an asbestos test on an older home. And then they'll call us, we get the test done. Comes up hot. We do free estimates. Francisco heads up, it's NAZ Environmental, is who we work with. He heads up all of that. He's not a home inspector, but he carries a building inspector cert. He's got all of his mold certs, asbestos. Radon's becoming big up here. He's doing radon testing. For some reason, we've been getting carbon monoxide testing lately, which you can just go buy those things, but he does that too. So anything you guys need, just give us a call. I'll leave some info behind and we'll be there. Free estimates. We'll just come out and look for you. Even if you got questions, just holler at us.
Awesome.
So great. Thank you guys.
Thank you.
Thanks, Kayla.
And I'll make sure to get Tad's information on this company, and when we send out this recording later today, I'll make sure to include Tad's information, so.
Yeah, I brought a bunch of cards and some brochures.
Perfect.
All right, well, we have a birthday cake that we're gonna celebrate the 1-year anniversary, and happy birthday for Realty Executives Arizona Territory. It's been a really great year, and I am so looking forward to see where this company is going in the next year. So thank you, Jeff and John, for joining us, and everybody that's there on Zoom right now, everybody that's not, we'll be getting the recording soon. So thank you, guys. Have a great day. And happy birthday to Arizona. Yes.